Will it be an eye-catching performance from the Bradford Bulls or the Widnes Vikings this afternoon? This one always delivers. So we have whistle to lips, boot to ball from Jordan Lilly. Widnes with first use of the ball here. Oohs and ahs from the crowd. Perfect weather here at Badacard Odsal in the spring sunshine. And we will see her play the ball with Dan Murray. And that is the first tackle of the afternoon. And Widnes moving the ball from just outside their own 20-metre line here, with Jack Owens playing the ball. He just needs 1 point for 1,000 in his career. And we are going to see Bradford look to try and get on top early doors with that defensive pressure. Tackle foregone. Widnes on the run, 30-metre line here. Jordan Lilly in defence there with Joe Keys, Mitch Souter. Certainly he will bring a lot of attacking threats out of acting half. So Widnes on the last tackle. Good, fast, clean start to proceedings here. It's third in the table against seventh. Toulouse's win against Barrow yesterday. They're 2 points clear of Bradford at the top. Bradford looking to keep the pace here. And we see Wonga Blake on Bradford's first spell of possession here carry the ball outside the Bradford 20-metre line on tackle 2. There's a juggle there by Jaden Ockenbaugh, the former Canterbury Bulldogs man, and he's done well to keep hold of possession under some very, very fast defensive line speed early doors here from the Vikings. Keys to G. The two former Halifax Panthers meet, and it's free, hungry, tenacious Widnes defenders there who bring down Matty G. Michael Lawrence on halfway. Tackle number 4. It's the last tackle, beg your pardon. So Souter to Lilly. Lilly put under pressure there from Gregson. Lilly's kick is dealt with in the Widnes 20. And there was a bit of a collision there. We always say it. Perhaps the players might want to just install TCAS and have that close proximity alert warning. But it is all good to go here, and Widnes once again moving the ball from deep inside their own half of the field, and they're just around 5 metres shy of halfway here. Lawrence G in defence. Jordan Johnston, the former Hull man, moves the ball just to the left-hand side of centre field. We've had 2 minutes gone on the clock here. Still scoreless. Widnes know they hold the upper hand in terms of any psychological from what happened last season with those 3 wins. Spoke to Alan Coleman before the game. He says that doesn't really count for much in 2025 with a number of changes to each side. But Widnes on that last tackle, good kick chase pressure there, turning around Luke Hooley. Hooley's going to play the ball 5 metres out from his own try line, and now it's going to be Guy Armitage, his first taste of the ball this afternoon, and he's wrapped up once again by some hungry, energetic Widnes defence. Souter goes sniping out a dummy half. He's looking for support, but there's no one there. That will allow Dan Murray, former Bradford man Liam Kirk, also involved in that one, as we see Hooley now move the ball over on that right-hand edge to Blake. Blake back to Hooley. Hooley up to halfway. Good second phase there from the Bradford Bulls. Quick play the ball. They're on halfway here as Wonga Blake gives it to Ockenbaugh on that right-hand edge, and Ockenbaugh's made 20 metres, and Bradford 25 out now from that Widnes line on the 5th and last tackle, their second possession right at the start of this game this afternoon. Lilly crossfield kick, a la Aussie rules. He'll look to target the winger AJ Towes, who has joined on a season-long loan from the Lee Leopards, and he does exceptionally well there, does the 21-year-old. Made his Super League debut earlier on this season when Lee put the cleaners through the Catalan Dragons. Here goes Jake Mason, one of those 3 Widnes players on debut this afternoon. The 28-year-old Australian former Whitehaven man gets to his feet. He'll play the ball. Widnes being trapped inside their own sort of 25 here. They're just on that left-hand edge. It's still scoreless. We'll go through the team news when we get a break once again for those that are just joining us after kick-off, but it is the last tackle, and Michael Lawrence and Hallis going through a lot of defence early doors here, and that is going to force the boot of Joe Lyons to try and turn the Bulls around. But Guy Armitage, a lot of experience in dealing with those kick returns. He spent a decade in the other code, playing for London Welsh, Irish, Scottish, and he's returned the ball up to the Bradford 30-metre line, and now Bradford 5 shy of halfway, tackle 2. building that attacking platform as Fulton runs onto a short ball, finds the inside support of Suter. Suter goes herring away, finds Blake on the outside. Widnes having to scramble back here. Bradford, they've got the advantage and a potential overlap if Keys can spot it. Keys goes down the middle to Bayliss. Widnes have done well there to survive that attacking threat from the Bulls. There's still a couple of tackles left on this set. Bayliss plays it 5 metres out in front of the post. Lilly drops the shoulder, takes the line on. His dancing feet will not get him past Jordan Johnson or Nick Gregson. Last tackle here for the Bulls, 5 metres out. Ball goes to Bayliss. Bradford running it on the power play, and Logan Bayliss. It's brute force, sheer strength there from the former Brisbane Broncos man. He's taken 4 Widnes defenders over the line with him on the power play, and that will really delight Brian Noble and the Bradford Bulls, because it's an electric start. It's the perfect start, and just when you talk about making some changes, obviously a lot of focus this afternoon on the return of Keys, Sker and Mason, but Logan Bayliss, he left the field with that shoulder injury early on last week against York. He's been all cleared to play. He doesn't score many. It's only his second try of the season. We've got 6 minutes gone on the clock. It's right at the side of the post, and a chance here now for Jordan Lilly, who looks like he's taken over the kicking duties from Luke Hooley. Luke Hooley last week, incidentally, was 1 from 3 attempts at York. Lilly last kicked in the 48-12 win over Batley when he was 5 from 7. Lilly's at 20 from 31 this season. Make that 21 from 32. 6 on the clock. Bradford leading 6 points to 0 here. Logan Bayliss there. You might have thought about it. It might have been the wrong option. A lot of people were expecting it to go to Lilly or Keys or Hooley for the kick. In the end, Logan Bayliss, he just went down the middle, ran hard, and he's taken those 4 black-shirted Widnes defenders with him over the line. So West Yorkshire Radio 24/7 on the live stream, rugbyleague.com. Well, Brian Noble looking for a professional performance today. He's spoken all week about drawing a line in the sand after that York game, and certainly is focusing on beating a very, very good, tough Widnes side. Focus for this game has all been about making sure the side get to their end of sets, knowing that that's where Old Bradford's points will come, knowing that the Widnes Vikings will tick their effort areas, so it might take a while to break the Vikings down. He wants a high completion, high possession, and build the game. Well, Bradford on the restart awarded a penalty here because Widnes in a little bit of disarray in defence here, holding down in the tackle, and it's the first penalty of the afternoon, and it's gone the way of the Bradford Bulls. Well, we've already mentioned Brian Noble citing that emotional and physical soreness among the players after that defeat to York. They've had the honest review, and as we've said last time, we'll mention that this afternoon, line firmly drawn in the sand. So Bradford on halfway, fresh set of 6, looking for more points here as Keys gives the ball to Hooley, and Hooley's wrapped up 25 out on tackle number 2. Suter's in there at acting half. It goes across the face of the field from Keys to Lawrence, and Michael Lawrence is brought down at 18 out, tackle 3, 2 to go on this set. Bradford looking to go back to back as Keys takes the line on, and Joe Keys goes through a gap, and Joe Keys, just like that, welcome back Joe Keys. He lights up Bradford's running game, that effortless running, and that attacking flair from Joe Keys will see Bradford double their lead here. 8 minutes gone on the clock. In the spring sunshine, it's raining tries in the early quarter of this game to the Bulls. Well, Joe Keys has missed the last 5 games with that broken finger. He's looking to return to go back to his best. And you just saw that confidence there, that conviction from Joe Keys to take on that Widnes defensive line and turn something out of nothing, to be fair. The options look very, very limited, but it was just that double pump and the fake the drifting that Keys did. He just took Jake Mason, who on his Widnes debut this afternoon, he's only done one training session for the Vikings, so perhaps a little bit of rustiness there, rawness for Bradford to exploit at the back, but Joe Keys, try at number 2 of the season, and he now is just 3 points off 1,000 in his career. Jordan Lilly, kick predictor, it's at 88%, that goes between the posts, and all of a sudden this one's blown out in 4 minutes. Bradford, 2 tries, Bayliss Keys, Lilly 2 from 2, Bradford Bulls 12, Widnes Vikings 0. Here at Barnacard Odsal. Well, we mentioned Bradford looking for that professional performance this afternoon. They're certainly delivering it at this moment in time. There's a long, long way to go in this one, let me tell you, but the restart is back underway. Hooley will take that one in the sunshine, and Widnes wrap him up over on that far stand side. So if you are just joining us, Widnes making 3 changes this afternoon, Bradford making 3 changes. Bradford, so far, so good. They lead by 12 points to 0 after those early tries from Bayliss and Keys. And Bradford already up to their own 40-metre line on the restart, with Zach Fulton, the former Manly Sea Eagle, playing the ball. Keys, very, very lively and having a very, very good sphere of influence thus far. Hallis up to halfway. Lawrence up and over halfway. Michael Lawrence surges forward. Bradford have made it to the last tackle after points, and now Lilly on the power play kicks towards the corner, turning Mason around, and Mason's just put the handbrake on there because he didn't fancy, or perhaps didn't quite like the look of Blake and Ockimbo, who were coming into his vision. So he didn't quite fancy potentially taking them on the inside and outside and being dragged over the touchline. But Bradford, a clever kick from Lilly there into space on the last, and now Widnes having to move the ball out from their own try line. Penalty to Widnes here. Referee Kevin Moore evens the penalty count up at a penalty apiece, and he will say there is hands in at the ruck, and that's a relieving penalty for the Widnes Vikings, because for the first time this afternoon, with just over 10 gone, they're going to have a full set inside the Bradford half of the field. Well, Brian Noble mentioned the players not affording to carry any of those painful remnants of that York game into the performance this afternoon, and 2 early tries probably indicates that that line in the sand was very, very bold and very, very deep. But here come Widnes now, and they're going to ask questions of this Bradford Bulls defence, as we see Dan Murray, the 29-year-old, second season at Widnes, playing the ball, 20 out, as they go on this right-hand edge here with Rodri Lloyd, one of 3 Welsh internationals in this Widnes side this afternoon. Jordan Johnston in there at acting half. Gilmore and Lyons in the halves, trying to pull the strings and create something. They're on the tackle 4, so 1 to go after this, and they're inside the Bradford 10 for the first time this afternoon, and they're going to use the back row forward to just lay that attacking platform, which draws in 3 Bradford defenders. They're on the last, they're moving on that left-hand side, but Wonga Blake, Jaden Ockimbo, they will run and they will halt that Widnes attacking play. The chance has gone begging there for Joe Edge, and that will be a turnover in possession. Bradford back in possession, and for those that are watching on the live stream, Bradford in their 3rd shirt. It's a very, very vibrant and colourful pink number as part of Bradford's City of Culture for 2025, so they'll be wearing it, I do believe, a couple more games during the course of this season, as we now see Suter along the line to Keys to G. He's wrapped up 5 shy of halfway. Lawrence has it in centre field, and he'll carry Bradford a metre inside the Vikings half. 14 minutes gone here, still 12-0 in favour of the Bulls. Last tackle, Keys kicks towards the corner here, and that will turn around the former York youngster AJ Towns, come through the community system, community game there at North Yorkshire, Heworth. That was where the Bradford Bulls women's side lifted the 2017 Challenge Cup against Featherstone all those years ago. Widnes, as we said, looking to turn around their recent form, and AJ Towns pushed back by Hallis and Lawrence in that two-man tackle. Johnston out of acting half, and Widnes come straight down the middle for around about 10 metres gained, and the 5 metres inside the Bradford half here on tackle number 4. Johnston gives it to Lyons, to Mason, the Australian, wrapped up there by Keys and G. And the Vikings are on the last tackle here, 15 gone, they're down by 12 points to 0. Kick goes in towards Hooley. Hooley takes it dead in goal, tap on the 20, and that's a bit of a soft sort of end of set there from the Vikings, because it will give Bradford the extra tackle, and Hooley carries Bradford up to the 30 on the 0 tackle. So 15 gone if you're just joining us. 3 changes made by both sides. Keys, Sker, Mason back for Bradford, Mason, Towns, McWhirter for the Vikings. They're on halfway here now with Hockenball. Lawrence to Hallis. Hallis goes straight down the middle. Sam Hallis appearing in his 12th game of the season. The big news ahead of kickoff, if you missed it, is James Meadows misses his first game of the season. He picked up a wrist injury in that defeat to York last week, so it is going back in the TARDIS to 2021 when Keys and Lilly were last in the halves for Bradford, and Bradford have come up with an error here, their first of this game. It's a forward pass 10 metres inside the Widnes half of the field, and that will hand the Widnes Vikings possession. So an error apiece here. Well, both Alan Coleman and Brian Noble know the championship is a tough beast, and every week you've got to contend with the mind games, the physicality and that mental preparation for games. It has to be on point. It's a fantastic competition, as we've seen already this season. Big wins this weekend for Hunslet on Friday against the Sheffield Eagles, and yesterday that was a real humdinger. Don't be fooled by the scoreboard. Toulouse and Barrow serving up, in my opinion, one of the great championship games. I know the second half kind of deteriorated, with referee James Vella having to send numerous players to the sin bin when the players took the law into their own hands, but it was certainly a very good, credible performance by Paul Carey and the Barrow Raiders. And now Widnes down 12-0. They've moved the ball down the middle here, and it is going to be Danny Langtree, his second season at Widnes. Gets a quick play the ball in, and Widnes are 20 metres out now from that Bradford line. Coming towards the end of the first quarter, they're going to come on the short side with Gilmore. Gilmore looks to create an opening for Rodri Lloyd, but Bradford's defence on point there. Rodri Lloyd, who went for the power play, he was not getting past Hooley, Gill and Keys. So Bradford will have a fresh set of 6, 10 metres out from their own try line. And for those that are just joining us a little bit late, with Bradford deep inside their own half, it is Luke Cooley at full-back, wing 3-quarter line of Jaden Hockenball, Wonga Blake, Kieran Gill and Guy Armitage. One of those changes, Keys for Meadows, so it's Lilly and Keys in the halves, the forwards. Michael Lawrence, Mitch Shooter, Logan Bayliss, back row Zach Fulton, Matty G. Loose forward is Sam Hallis, and on the interchange bench for the Bulls, James Donaldson, Ronan Michael, and 2 of those 3 returnees, Eben Sker, Nathan Mason. Bradford 5 shy of halfway here as Suter goes out a dummy half. Lilly now goes in an acting half as Suter plays the ball, and Lilly will just scoop and pick it up and give it to Hallis, who gets it to halfway. They're on the last tackle here. Keys will kick towards Mason, and Jake Mason, 2 years at Halifax, scored 21 tries, represented Italy in the recent Rugby League World Cup. Good kick return there from Jake Mason, but this is the issue that Widnes currently have here as we head towards the 20th minute. Bradford equally up to the task with their line speed as Mitch Shooter hits the left shoulder blade of AJ Towns. No penalty to the Vikings. Out of acting half from Johnston. Down the middle they go here with Dan Murray. Spent the 2017 season here at Bradford, then went to Hulkinson Rovers for 3 years. Liam Kirk, also a former Bradford man, and he has carried the Vikings up to the Bradford 30-metre line as Liam Kirk. They're on the last, so that will be a high challenging kick, which Mason has taken, and Mason's going to score underneath the post. And Jake Mason, on his Widnes Vikings debut, he's pinched the pockets of Luke Cooley, and that is great awareness there, and that is what Jake Mason brings, the Australian, the 28-year-old. He was at Whitehaven last season. You might remember he scored that length of the field effort against the Bradford Bulls. And that has just come out of nothing there. A special try from the Widnes Vikings. It was a last tackle option. The kick went up. It was taken out of the air by Mason, and Mason skips past Hockenbaugh and Suter, and he's gone underneath the post. We're about to have a 6-point game, you feel, here. We're in the 19th minute. And what a debut here from Jake Mason. And a chance for Gilmore. He was 2 from 3 against Featherstone. Widnes, of course, having the week off due to the 1895 Cup semi-final. So they arrive here refreshed and ready to go. Well, that was a clever kick there from Joe Lyons. Taken out of the air from Mason. He just jumped higher than Hooley did, Mason. He tracked the ball, eyes like dinner plates. Gilmore adds the extra 2 here, so all of a sudden, Widnes narrowing the gap to 6. Bradford 12, Widnes 6. And that's the end of the first quarter, 20 minutes gone here. Can just see the awareness there of Widnes. That quick play the ball from Gregson on the halfway line. It allowed that momentum. Then it was Liam Kirk. Brian Noble bringing on Ronan Michael for Logan Bayliss. The first interchange of the afternoon. So it is West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Those that are joining us on the live stream with 24/7, and also those that are watching this game back on Bulls TV in the future. Well, we knew it was going to be tight and tense, and hopefully people weren't lured into a false sense with those early tries from Bayliss and Keys. But it is a 6-point game here. Bradford 12, Widnes 6. Just over 20 minutes gone here. And we're seeing the Vikings offload the ball on their own 20-metre line now, and that will give Joe Edge a little bit of a chance to make an extra 5, 6, 7 metres before Lawrence and Blake come in and wrap up the Widnes Vikings homegrown player. They're going to come down the middle here, although there's a loose carry, but the referee's going to say there was 2 in the tackle. The crowd not happy with that decision, but Ronan Michael, Sam Hallis, Matty G, there were a few pink-shirted Bradford players to choose from, and now there's a chance for the Vikings to go potentially back-to-back here. They're 25 out from that Bradford line. Jordan Johnston along the line here now. Gilmore. Quick play the ball. Gilmore has it, 20 metres out, takes it to the Bradford 10. Mason draws in Owens, and Owens is going to get career points past the 1,000 mark. It's a special afternoon for Jack Owens. It's his second score of the season, and he now shoots to 1,003 points. Jack Owens, his second spell at his hometown club, the Widnes Vikings. He had 2 seasons at St Helens and Lee. And now Bradford, you've just perhaps seen a little bit of doubt creep into their game plan, because we saw Bayliss and Keys go back-to-back, and now the Vikings have gone back-to-back, and you're seeing perhaps some of those defensive frailties just creeping into Bradford's game plan. But that was great play there from Mason. He just shot into that Bradford defensive line, created pandemonium, and there was a gap on that right-hand edge, and it was Jack Owens who went past Armitage. Girl Hooley had to go to Mason, and that is where the gap and where that chance was created. Well, we've seen Joe Keys cross to narrow his points requirement to reach that magical figure of 1,000, and Jack Owens has done it. Very, very special try there for Jack Owens. More importantly, it's showing Widnes have that self-belief, they have that confidence in attack, as Gilmore has a 2-point conversion from Jack Owens' score, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, Bradford's 12-0 lead has been evaporated. It's Bradford Bulls 12, Widnes Vikings 12. Well, we praised Bradford around about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago talking about that professional performance and certainly focusing on those principles, what Brian Noble reinforces each week. But we've just seen Widnes on the back of that penalty for the ball steal, handed cheap field position, and that is where Widnes have hit back at the Bradford Bulls. It's a terrific championship encounter here at Odsal. We've had 25 minutes gone, 2 tries apiece, 12 points apiece. Bradford looking to put that York defeat behind them. Brian Noble says 15 important games to go to achieve something special. Mentioned it a few times. Widnes, they've got that hoodoo sign over Bradford recently. They won both league games and the cup game here at Odsal last season. So both sides making a couple of changes. James Donaldson about to come on with Eben Skirt. Martin Riley's come off the interchange bench for the Widnes Vikings. So both sides in a hot, sweltering spring Sunday afternoon here at Odsal, making the changes. So Jordan Johnson out of acting half to Riley, who's just come on the field. He's up to halfway here. Riley making a big impact here because he's taken Fulton, Hallis and Ronan Michael with him. They are on the last after points, and it will be the boot of Gilmore, and that will be the game management of Tom Gilmore, drilling the ball directly into touch between Blake and Ockenbaugh, and that will be a play the ball for the Bradford Bulls on their own 10-metre line. Well, Odsal thought it was party central after 9 minutes with those 2 tries to Bayliss and Keys and that 12-0 lead. It's now decidedly that excitement and that anticipation and that expectations just dropped a little bit, and those that are watching on the live stream, you've just seen some lovely pictures of the Dudley Hill Community Club sat there in the main stand. So what can Bradford do here? Because Lawrence and Hallis leave the field. Donaldson comes on the field here alongside Eben Skirt, and Eben Skirt's about to touch the ball, you feel, for the first time, and here he goes, Eben Skirt, the first time in 4 games. 3 Widnes defenders on hand to bring Bradford's homegrown hero down, and now Mitch Suter has lost the ball at acting half, and that's a very uncharacteristic error there from Mitch Suter. Bradford's second of the afternoon, and that is just going to hand field position to the Widnes Vikings. We've got 13 to go to half time. Bradford all of a sudden, you feel, making hard work of this one, but credit where credit's due. The Vikings putting that defensive pressure on the Bradford Bulls, and certainly they just couldn't deal with it there. And Eben Skirt, as we said, he's been out with the calf injury the last month. So good for Brian Noble to call upon and see the easing of that injury adversity. But here come the Vikings, a full set now from the halfway line. Mason, tackle 1. It's going to be Riley, tackle 2. Martin Riley scored an important try in that away win at Doncaster back in round 3. And the Vikings now 15 metres out from that Bradford line. Joe Edge, 5 in from touch over on the far stand side as a bit of a wayward pass. Sees Tom Gilmore have to reach forward, take it, and take the tackle there under Sker and Donaldson. Widnes, though, will come back down the middle, and here's Morgan McWhirter, the 23-year-old former Queensland Cup Mackay Cutters Sunshine Coast, plays the ball on the last. They're in front of the post. Widnes don't know it's the last. A bit of mixed communication there. A flat ender set, which will play into Bradford's hands. We've got 12 minutes to go to half-time. It's still 2 tries apiece here. Bradford 12, Widnes 12, as Kieran Gill will take tackle 1 on his own 10-metre line underneath the shadows of his post. Ockenbaugh will carry Bradford at 5 metres forward. He's looking to offload the ball there, is the former Canterbury man, but he keeps hold of it, as the official had said, held. Eben Sker, tackle 3, another 10-metre raid from him. This time it's a clean play the ball, and now Bradford over on that right-hand edge with Hooley to Blake. Blake back on the inside there towards Fulton, and Fulton's away. Fulton's caught high right at the side of the post here, And referee Kevin Moore is just going to say that will be a penalty. Widnes are protesting, but the Castleford official, Kevin Moore, it will not change the decision. Tom Gilmore just going high there on Zach Fulton. 3 penalties to 1 now in favour of the Bulls. And a chance for Bradford now to build some pressure, potentially come up with points. They've got a full set inside the Widnes 20-metre line. Ronan Michael, tackle 1 on the Widnes 10. Suter now to Keys, to Lilly, back on the inside. No look ball from Lilly to Hooley. Hooley's wrapped up 5 metres away. 3 tackles remaining on this set. Suter to Donaldson. Donaldson, 2 tries for the Bradford Bulls on his return to the club. Made his debut back in 2009 under Steve McNamara. Here goes Keys. Hooley to Armitage. Armitage, 1 arm put down in at the corner. Nothing that Jack Owens or AJ Towse could do. And Guy Armitage, he's one of the 3 Cockneys in the Bulls squad in 2025. And it's the former Rugby Union Toulouse man. He has try number 6 of the season, and that is a real eye-catching score because it was Luke Hooley. He sucked in 3 black-shirted Widnes defenders. There was no one on the wing, there was no one at home, and somehow Hooley managed to get the ball out the back door along the line, and that has seen Armitage cross in at the corner. Bradford's 75th try of the season. We're bang on 30 minutes played here. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, also going out on the live stream. Well, it's certainly been an interesting first half here. Bradford bossing the opening 10 minutes. You'd have to say there was a 10-minute period where things calmed down, and it's fair to say from the 20th minute right up until that break from Fulton, Widnes have firmly been in control of this game, forcing a couple of uncharacteristic errors from the Bulls. They'll be a bit disappointed, Bradford. They've conceded 12 points already in this first half. Kick predictor turned on here, Jordan Lilly. It's saying 57%, yet to miss this afternoon. There is a bit of a blustery wind here. It was around 60 miles an hour this morning, but it has calmed down to around 35. It's still enough to influence the kicking and goal kicking, and Jordan Lilly taking over the goal kicking this afternoon from Luke Hooley. Well, there's a lot of historical rivalry between Bradford and Widnes, and that famous picture that we put on social media taken at Odsal in 1980 will go through the cups and the trophies won by each, but Jordan Lilly, a superb touchline conversion. Bradford 18, Widnes 12. Quick play the ball from Donaldson. Suter to Keys. Keys missed out goal. Hooley drew in 3 defenders. No one on the left edge. Despite a valiant track back there from AJ Towse. Armitage too much of a head start in that race towards the corner. So we've got 8 minutes to go to half-time here at Odsal, and now Hooley has made an error in the in-goal area. That restart from Widnes has just been drilled straight, dead set central, along the floor. And again, another uncharacteristic error from the Bulls, and a chance now for the Vikings to immediately hit back. Well, we might be seeing a plethora of points this afternoon. It certainly gives that impression. We've already had 5 tries. 7 to go to half-time as Lilly. When you think about it, after scoring that try, you want to be getting to the end of your set, putting a kick in, not defending your own line, and that will not please Brian Noble as we see Matty Fozzard, the 30-year-old former St Helens and London man. He's come on off the bench with that customary red and black scrum cap, and now Gilmore gives it to McWhirter, and the Australian on debut, looking to emulate perhaps what Jake Mason did. It's Bradford 18, Widnes 12, the 10 out in front of the post here. Gregson draws in the defence, back to McWhirter. Now it's going to go to Lyons. Lyons drops their shoulder, can't get past Fulton and Suter. Bradford scrambling back in defence here as Fozzard takes the line on twisted turning. Fozzard still going. Donaldson comes in and he's going to be dropped short of the line, inches from getting a third score of the afternoon here for the Vikings. They are on the fifth and last tackle. Ball goes back to Gilmore. Gilmore kicks through. McWhirter, I think he's bounced it on the dead ball line. It's gone dead in goal. Keys recovers possession here for the Bulls, and that is going to be a 6 tackle set now for the Bradford Bulls. They're already on the 0 tackle here with Kieran Gill on their own 40-metre line, and now Jack Owens has held down Kieran Gill, who wanted to get a quick play of the ball in. 4th penalty of the afternoon. It's gone the way of the Bulls, and Bradford now we're going to have a full set of 6 deep inside the Widnes half. Well, moments like that, we've seen Bradford come up with a few coach colours. We've just seen the Widnes Vikings deliver a coach colour for Alan Coleman. Here goes Evan Skerr, tackle 1, 25 out from the Widnes try line. It's going to go Suter to G, and look at Matty G go. He's like the express train down the middle on this left edge. He's 8 metres out, tackle 2. Bradford now looking potentially to go back to back as Suter takes the line on. Door slammed shut. Mason had to come in there as the third defender with Towes and Owens. It's going to be Gillen acting half now to Keys. In front of the post, Keys links with Lilly. Lilly drops the shoulder, goes to the right, bounces from Fozzard into Gregson, and he's brought down 8 metres out to the right-hand side of the post. Keys acting half to Donaldson. Donaldson misses out Skerr. Donaldson floats it out to Gill. The referee will penalise James Donaldson for the Shepherd. Skerr had impeded the Widnes defence. And you've got to give Kevin Moore, the referee, a little bit of credit here. He did say to James Donaldson, drop to the floor, take the tackle. Donaldson didn't hear the Castleford official. He carried on. Bradford would have gone in at the corner with Gill or Armitage, but it is a penalty to the Vikings. And it's a chance here now for Widnes as we head towards half-time. We'll let you know the latest scores elsewhere. Oldham hosting Halifax, Featherstone, Batley and Doncaster hosting London. And don't forget, for those watching on the live stream, you can watch all the first half highlights at half time. But the latest scores, it's Doncaster 6, London 6, Featherstone leading Batley by 18 points to 0, and Oldham 18, Halifax 0 at Boundary Park. So Oldham putting the cleaners on the Halifax Panthers, who have just won, winning 4. Here goes Mason now, twisting, turning, caught high. The officials say below the shoulder. So Bradford have dodged a bullet there. Mason gets to his feet. He'll play it 25 out. Fozzard to Gilmore. Gilmore to Riley, and Riley draws in Michael Fulton. He's still trying to get the ball out. Here is Riley. He's going to be held 20 metres out on tackle 4. Widnes looking to close the gap once more. Very nearly a line break there from Rodri Lloyd, and it's a set restart because Bradford have flopped on Rodri Lloyd. It was Matty G. There was no real need for Matty G to do that. So Widnes given another set restart here. And at the end of this first half, it's all the Vikings putting the pressure on the Bulls. Gilmore, standing start to Langtree. Langtree 2 metres out from that Bradford line. Fozzard tries to pinch one, he's got it down. Matty Fozzard will penetrate Ronan Michael, Zach Fulton and Luke Hooley, and it's the 30-year-old former St Helens and London man, his 5th season at the Widnes Vikings. And if there's ever a player who demonstrates and highlights that progress of the Vikings under head coach Alan Coleman, it is Matty Fozzard, his 5th try of the season. He is an ever-present for the Vikings, his 15th appearance, and he's come up with a crucial try right at the side of the post, right on the stroke of half-time. That was lovely, well-worked play there from Matty Fozzard. He backed himself out of acting half. There was 3 Bradford defenders there. A very, very soft try for Brian Noble and the Bulls to concede. But we are looking like we are going to be locked up at half-time, and you simply cannot take your ears or eyes away from this one. It is bubbling to the left, to the right. Just as we predicted, another thrilling, compelling championship fixture. Tom Gilmore just about to draw us level, you feel. Kick predictors at 100% here. We've got about 30 seconds remaining in this first half here at Barnacard Odsal. As Gilmore from in front of the post, both Lilly and Gilmore yet to miss. 3 tries apiece. Bradford 18, Widnes 18. Mason, Owens, Fozzard. Gilmore 3 from 3 for the Bradford Bulls. It's been Bayliss, Keys and Armitage. Lilly 3 from 3. Referee stopped the clock, so we still have time to go at the end of this first half. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV on the live stream. And Lilly does get the restart back underway here. And Widnes doing well there with AJ Towers under that high hanging ball. And at the end of this first half, I think both Brian Noble, Alan Coleman will be a little bit disappointed with some of their side's defence, but also equally pleased with the pressure that they've been managed to build, and certainly the execution and some of that clinicalness and cohesion. Widnes 18, Bradford 18. Seconds to go here as Matty Fozzard carries the Vikings inside the Bradford half of the field. Out of dummy half here from Lyons to Mason. Mason wrapped up there by Skur and Suter. Is the time perhaps on the scoreboard here for Widnes to go for a point? It's going to go back to Gilmore. Gilmore's kicks charged down. Bradford have it here with Ronan Michael, but it's a penalty in front of the post as the hooter sounds here. There's controversy on the field. Tom Gilmore went for the drop goal. It was charged down, but they're going to say Bradford were in an offside position. It's Widnes' third penalty, and it's looking like the Widnes Vikings are going to end this first half with a shot at goal. Well, it's very difficult to see on the replay there where Mitch Suter had come from, but the ball did go back from Fozzard at acting half to Gilmore. Gilmore was around 35 metres out. Zach Fulton still protesting here with the Castleford official Kevin Moore. You've got to say the officials have called it right. If they're saying they told the Bradford defence not to enter the 10 and they still entered the 10, so all of a sudden Widnes are going to take a lead into the half-time sheds. Well, this game has just had absolutely everything in this first half. So Gilmore, he will take a narrowest of advantages to half-time. This big Odsal crowd not happy with that decision. But it is Bradford Bulls 18, Widnes Vikings 20 at half-time. Oldham 22, Halifax 0, Featherstone 36, Batley 0, and it's Doncaster 6, London 6. So Widnes get boot to ball. We're up and away here. Bang on 4 o'clock. Widnes leading for the first time after that Tom Gilmore penalty on the hooter. And it's Mitch Suter who immediately goes herring away out of acting half up to the Bradford 30-metre line. You're going to see Brian Noble's half-time team talk influence have an effect right at the start of this second half, and I'm sure that's something that Alan Coleman and Widnes will be fully expecting as Bradford bust clear on that left edge here with Matty G, and Matty G's made 25 metres right at the start of this second half. He gets a quick play the ball in there, does the former Salford Lee, Hulkington Rovers man, and now here's Eben Skur on that left edge as well, wrapped up by Fozzard. Bradford on the last tackle, 30 metres out in front of the post. Keys crossfield kick. He will target Mason, and Mason's lost the ball. Joe Keys comes up with gold. A rare error there from the Widnes fullback on debut. It's only a third error of the game, a first in the second half, and that has put the Vikings under a little bit of pressure right at the start of this second half. Joe Keys, he went aerial, it was targeted, he used the presence of Gill and Armitage to put Mason under pressure, and the ball was spilled. So, back-to-back sets to start the second half. Is that scoreboard about to tick over right at the start as we see Hooley move the ball on this right-hand edge, and he will draw the defence and take the tackle himself. It's a very, very sloppy, scrappy play, the ball. Blake goes in at acting half. It goes to Lilly, now to Michael. We mentioned the last time we were here against Sheffield. Bradford, they do score an average 22 points in the second half. I'm sure that's something Alan Coleman and Widnes have spoken about. And here goes Lily to Fulton. Fulton wrapped up there by Gilmore. There's also Lloyd Langtree involved in that tackle, and Fulton's 2 metres out from the line. Suter goes short to Donaldson. It's a little bit flat, one-dimensional, but Donaldson's wrapped up by 3 hungry Widnes defenders on tackle number 4. There's 1 to go on this set as Key shifts it now to Lily. Lily towards Kieran Gill, but Mason, he's read the script. He realised what Lily was going to do there on tackle 4, that little dab off the right boot, looking for Kieran Gill. Kieran Gill gets there, tried 10 of the season in double figures, but Jake Mason come up with the error. Great positioning there from the Australian. And it remains Bradford 18, Widnes 20. 2 gone in this second half. It is West Yorkshire Radio, it is rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV and 247.com. We're syndicated wherever. We've got people listening in Dubai, in India, in Malaysia, Australia. We've even got people listening in Ghana. Good afternoon to Natalie, who I'm sure is enjoying the wildlife and the temperate conditions. They're on the last tackle, Widnes on halfway. Gilmore targets Armitage. Bit of a flat end set there from the Vikings, because that's gone straight into the arms of Armitage. No real kick chase pressure or trouble for Armitage to deal with, and he'll return the ball up to the Bradford 40-metre line. And now Bradford looking to stretch Widnes, although Keys has fired the ball in the arms of Matty G, and G can't take it in, and that's a bit of pressure there from the Widnes Vikings. Bradford up to a 5th error now, and their first of the second half. Scrum, head and feed, although there's a penalty here now to the Widnes Vikings. They're going to say it's come off G, and Keys has touched it ahead of the error. So a penalty, not a knock-on. Sorry, a penalty, not an error. And it's 4 penalties apiece. So, Widnes not going for 2 points. They're going to put the pressure on. They lead by 20 points to 18. And it's Martin Riley who lays that attacking platform. Energy sapping conditions here. Those watching on the live stream will see the stadium here, a very famous stadium, drenched in that sunshine. Widnes now 10 metres out. Fozzard to Riley, Riley to Langtree. Forward pass picked up by the officials. Langtree crosses the line, but it won't be try number 4 of the season. And just after Widnes have put the Bulls under pressure, the pressure has been evaporated, and it goes back to what we said at half-time. It's probably going to be whoever puts in that professional performance and sticks to their principles. We know the championship's tough. We know it's a lot of mental focus. So scrum, head and feed to Bradford, 10 out from their own try line. If you are just joining us, 3 changes made by Bradford this afternoon. Keys, Skur and Mason back. 3 changes made by the Widnes Vikings. Mason, Towes and McWhirter. McWhirter, Towes and Mason all on debut for the Chemics, the Widnes Vikings. Bradford now coming from deep. Fulton up to the Bradford 30-metre line. Suter finds Lily on the inside on halfway. A tackle left on this set for the Bulls. They're down by 2. Hooley kicks tackle 4, but Mason shifted across, and Mason skips past Suter, but he's going to be wrapped up there by Ronan Michael and Luke Hooley, who put some good kick chase pressure on there. Just seeing the game kind of find a little bit of rhythm now as Joe Edge is wrapped up 5 shy of halfway. Tackle number 2. Well, Bradford just 1 win in their last 5 against Widnes. That was here at Odsall back in March 23 when Tom Holmes scored with just seconds left. But as we said, Widnes won all 3 meetings between the two, both league and the Challenge Cup win here last season. This one's looking like it might be just as close as the league meeting, which was won by Widnes, 14 points to 13. Points at a premium that afternoon. Widnes now inside the Bradford 20-metre line. Fozzard finds Gilmore. Gilmore boots a ball, kicks towards Ockenbaugh, and Ockenbaugh's forced to concede the goal line dropout. Great kick chase pressure there from Gilmore. Went down this left-hand side. Bradford realising they're in one hell of an arm wrestle here against the Widnes Vikings. Well, it is third against seventh, as we said. It's looking like Oldham leading Halifax 22 points to nil. They will be looking to open the gap, and if Widnes do get another win here at Odsal this afternoon, they'd move up to 11 points, just behind the York Knights. Bradford would miss out on the opportunity with Halifax's possible defeat at Oldham to go level with Toulouse and join the top two for the first time this season. Widnes from the goal line dropout. They're up to the Bradford 40-metre line, and they're going to come down the middle here with Morgan McWhirter. He has been playing in the Super 13 with the Limoux Grizzlies, who made the playoffs but ultimately were defeated. They're inside the Bradford 20 here. We've had 7 gone right at the start of this second half. No change to the half-time score. Bradford 18, Widnes 20. What do Widnes do here? They're going to run it straight down the middle here with Riley. Riley's looking for support, can't offload the ball. Tackle 4, 1 to go here for the Vikings. If they could open up an early score at the start of the second half, which they will do. He's got it down, has he? Has he got it down? Held up. Danny Langtree. He's gone over the Bradford line, but I think it is Luke Cooley who has stopped the ball from being grounded. Last gasp desperation there from Luke Cooley. Widnes on the last tackle. There's 1 to go. They'll play it 10 metres out. Langtree held up. They're going to go on the power play with Owens. Owens' kick has come back off Owens into touch. Chance gone begging for the Widnes Vikings. And you've just seen there that solidity, that resilience. Bradford's defence not allowing Langtree to breach their line for what would have been the 4th time in this game. So it's still Bradford 18, Widnes 20 here at Odsal in the sunshine. Those effort areas from both sides at the start of the second half being green ticked, and that will please Alan Coleman and Brian Noble. Here goes Suter out of acting half now to Donaldson, and Donaldson's going to join the attention of Gavin Benyon, one of those 3 Welsh internationals in this Viking side who's just come off the interchange bench. Quick play the ball. Now it's going to be Lilly. Lilly to Fulton. Fulton flick on pass to Blake. Blake on this right edge angle. He's going to be wrapped up there by Joe Edge. They're going to go back in centre field, the Bradford Bulls here with Evan Skirt. First game in 4 for Bradford's big powerhouse forward. They're on the last 30 metres out. Lilly is going to target the wing. Widnes have let the ball bounce. Blake's going to get possession for Bradford, and Wonga Blake was held back there. Well, Wonga Blake was held back for mine. The officials have missed that one, I think. Well, Wonga Blake was in the act of scoring here. He's been held back off the ball. The supporters have seen it. Did the officials see it? I think this will be a penalty to Bradford at the very, very least, because Wonga Blake was held off the ball. We'll see what Kevin Moore does. The decision will be penalty to Bradford. Well, the touch judge has overruled the referee there. Referee Kevin Moore originally signalled a knock-on to the bemusement of this large Odsal crowd, but the touch judge had to come on and tell the Castleford official a mistake had been made. Well, it was that kick there from Lilly which saw Wonga Blake attempt to chase his own kick. It will just be a penalty to Bradford. They will go for 2 points, looking to lock the scoreboard up at 20 apiece. And it's an important kick here for Jordan Lilly. We've had 10 minutes gone in this second half, and Bradford, just what Brian Noble, Lee Greenwood would have been asking for. Score first, create doubt, give yourselves that mental boost. Kick predictor here. It's at 76%, 5 metres in from touch, 20 from the post. Jordan Lilly has shaved the left hand upright, and it's gone wide. First miss of the afternoon from Jordan Lilly. The pressure getting to the players, you feel. Well, we mentioned the pressure and the tension. It might not be as tense as last Sunday, but it certainly feels that way. First miss of the afternoon for Lilly. It will be a 20-metre dropout that the Vikings will restart play with. So Bradford do get the ball back, but this one's going to go way over halfway and deep into Bradford territory. Hooley to Skur, and Skur runs that one right up to halfway. Great run there from Eben Skur. 4 Widnes defenders bringing down Eben Skur. There's messing around and shoving at the play of the ball. Lily's going to go on a left-angled run now with Ronan Michael. Started his rugby league journey with the Irish Longhorns as a teenager. Suter acting half now towards Fulton. Good defence from Fozzard on Fulton. This wraps up the former Manly Sea Eagle on the Widnes 40-metre line. Here goes Donaldson now, charging and firing into the Widnes defensive line. There's a tackle left after this one there, 30 metres out. They go on that left-hand side with Keys. Keys kicks early on tackle number 4 into space, and he will target AJ Towse, and AJ Towse is trapped in goal. Clever, intuitive play there. Precision on the power bar from Keys. Goal line dropout, number 1 of the afternoon forced by the Bradford Bulls. It's their 26th that they've forced in the season. And you've got to say, Bradford playing well in the last 5 minutes of late. Well, there's always those demands and stresses as you come back from the Cup into the league. But Bradford looking to find that groove. That saw them breach the Widnes line twice inside the opening 8 minutes through Logan Bayliss and Joe Keys. Eben Skur tackle 1. Ronan Michael tackle 2, centre field, 15 metres out. Suter goes right side to Lilly, now to Fulton. Fulton wrapped up by Fozzard and Riley, but he's allowed to get the ball away to Suter, to Michael, and Ronan Michael denied a try by Gavin Benyon. 2 metres out now, Bradford knocking on the door. They go to Keys, to G, and Matty G, the line's open. He can't take the ball in. Oh, Matty G, he just looks to the heavens, looks to the sky. He just wants the ground to open up and swallow him whole, because if Matty G takes it in, he is over for a certain Bradford try. It would have been his 5th of the season. Bradford would have been back in front. And with 14 gone in this second half, the tension, pressure mounting, and that will please the Widnes Vikings. All that effort, all that heroism to keep the Bulls out. It is ultimately a self-inflicted error from the Bradford Bulls. Their 7th error in this game now. The error column ticking over. A worrying sign for Brian Noble, you might feel. Bradford 18, Widnes 20 here at a sun-drenched Bardacar Hutsal. Edge scored a try here in the Challenge Cup last year in that big 26-12 win last March for the Vikings. He gets a quick play of the ball in. Mason's out of acting half. He's up and over halfway here. Bradford just ever so slightly afield. Just dropping off a little bit. Once again, Martin Riley allowed to offload the ball out the back. Lilly does well. Well, the ball's gone forward there, but the officials are going to say it's gone backwards, and it could go from bad to worse here, because they're going to go down the middle here with Dan Murray, and Dan Murray gets a quick play of the ball in. Bradford are stretched on that right-hand edge, and Gilmore, he spotted it, although the ball from Gilmore to Lyons, it's gone straight into touch. Bradford are going to recover possession 10 metres out, and that witnesses 5th error in this game. Oh my word. Well, you've got to say, from what we've just seen in the last sort of scatterbrain 5 minutes, does either side want to win this game? Both sides fundamentally coming up with crucial errors here, but Brian Noble about to bring on Michael Lawrence and Nathan Mason. Lawrence, 35 years of age, 19th season as a professional rugby league player. He will bring that leadership, that experience, that patience, that calmness, as Wonga Blake is dumped above the horizontal here. Penalty to Bradford. These are coach killers. There's no real need for Matty Fozzard or Joe Edge to do that. They've just fallen into that trap, and Wonga Blake just gets up, gives Matty Fozzard a pat on the back, and that's now going to see Luke Hooley kick the ball and position Bradford 40 out from the Widnes line. Still scoreless in this second half. Oh, the tension, the drama. Nathan Mason, tackle one. Bradford 25 out from that line. Is it now or never? Lilly fires it out. Mrs. G fires it to Gill. Kieran Gill in career appearance 101 for the Bradford Bulls. 10 metres out now. The camp's on that Widnes line. Donaldson, 2 metres made forward. 2 tackles left for the Bulls. Suter to Keys. Keys drops the shoulder, takes the line on. Tackle 4-1 to go. Bradford 2 metres out. They're down by 2. Suter to Lawrence. Lawrence is over the line, but he will not be able to ground the ball because there's 5 Widnes defenders. There's Fozzard, there's Riley, there's Mason. There's McWhirter involved in that one. Bradford back to the 10 on the last. It'll be the boot to Lilly. It comes off a Widnes arm. And it's Rodri Lloyd who's dropped on that one and recovers possession here for the Vikings. Well, we mentioned the drama, the tension. It's Bradford 18, Widnes 20 here. A real humdinger. Points scarce in this second half. There was plenty of points in that first half. 38 scored in total. We haven't seen the scoreboard forced or sprung into action yet in this second half. Jordan Lilly had an opportunity with that missed penalty kick, his first miss of the afternoon. I hope that doesn't come back to haunt him, but here we go as McWhirter draws in that Bradford defence and offloads the ball on that right side. Widnes have made it towards halfway. They're on the 5th and last tackle as Owens boot to ball straight down the throat there of Ockenbaugh, and Jaden Ockenbaugh makes 10-15 metres forward, and all of a sudden you just feel it's getting a little bit fiery. You're just seeing a little bit of vehement from both sides involved in the tackles, and the crowd, it's very audible. They're showing a little bit of frustration here. Matty G, second tackle, 10 shy of halfway. Here goes Armitage, and he's brought down a couple of metres inside his own half. So 2 tackles to go on a fresh set here for the Bradford Bulls. 3 tries apiece. It's just come down to that penalty as Nathan Mason surges forward like a spring tide. He's made 15 metres there, Nathan Mason. Bradford on tackle 4. Keys, Lilly. Lilly inside the 20, and that will be 5th and last. What do Bradford do here on this final play? Suter out of acting half, kicks into the in-goal area. Reed Gathers! Oh, it's a sensational try! A sensational super try from the irrepressive Mitch Suter. And just like that, a roll of the dice, a flip of the coin, Mitch Suter has lit up Bradford's game plan. A crucial try. Mitch Suter has given Bradford a 22-20 lead. We're in the 58th minute here, and look at that from Mitch Suter. He's done a Mikey Lewis. He's played what he's seen in front of him. He spotted a little bit of a gap there in that Widnes defensive line. He followed the kick up. He got a lucky bounce of the ball, recovered possession and touchdown at the left-hand side of the post. Well, Mitch Suter, as we said, a fan's favourite. He brings that dynamic attacking play, and the ex-Canberra Raiders star had a lot of New South Wales Queensland Cup experience. He has come up with a crucial try in this game. Jordan Lilly, can he return to goal kicking ways? Kick predictor, incidentally, at 100%, because it's right at the left-hand side of the post. And Jordan Lilly will add on an extra 2. Strap yourselves in. We might be going the distance at Odsal this afternoon. Another championship classic. It's Bradford Bulls 24, Widnes Vikings 20. And you've got to say, Mitch Suter, you know, it was Lilly who took the line on. It was the last tackle. Suter out of acting half, inside the 20. He just put boot to ball. It went past McWhirter, went past Lyons Gilmore. Mason was ever so slightly central underneath the post. Mason couldn't get there. And on moments like that, you create your own luck, you make your own luck. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV, 247.com, Bradford Bulls 24, Widnes Vikings 20, and Nathan Mason's just gone on a big strong run down the middle, but he's lost the ball. So Bradford straight on the restart, a little bit, perhaps getting a little bit too excited. And now Widnes are going to come on the attack. They've not had too much ball down here. And we've got exactly 20 to go here at Bardacard. So 20 minutes, we're on the hour mark as Gilmore gives it there to Joe Lyons. Made his debut against Leeds in the Super League in 2018. Again, Widnes lost by 16 points to 6. And now we're going to see Dan Murray, second season at Widnes. He's 5 metres out, try score a Suter, involved in that tackle with Mason. Gilmore now goes on that left-hand side to Owens, and Owens can't get past Hooley. It is brick wall defence from the Bulls. Tackle foregone. Oh, the tension, it's unbelievable here on the gantry, as now we've seen Lawrence. Lawrence has come in, it's one hell of a tackle. The ball's come loose from Martin Riley. The error count for both sides creeping up. A 7th error now from the Vikings. And Michael Lawrence, he has taken a captain's knock. Bradford 24, Widnes 20. In what we believe Bradford's biggest crowd of the season to date. Well, Bradford and Widnes, they just need not to lose sight of the task in hand here. As we see Guy Armitage break clear from the scrum. Armitage is away, up and over halfway. Armitage is dropped to the floor, just inside the Widnes half of the field. He gets up a little bit gingerly, a little bit groggy as Donaldson offloads the ball behind to Suter. He perhaps didn't need to do that, Donaldson. Bradford on tackle 2. Well, if Bradford could get a second score here, back to back, that might help that momentum. Here goes Lilly inside the 20 to Mason. Nathan Mason, he knows all about scoring tries in come from behind games. He's done it twice this season against Sheffield. And here goes Lawrence over the line. Lawrence, can he get it down? He can't. He's held up, and Bradford go back to the 10. Will Lightning strike twice? They're on the last tackle, Bradford. 10 metres out. Suter has it. This time he'll give the ball to Keys. Keys, crossfield kick. Looking for Rockingball. It bounces in the field of play, just fingertips away from Jaden Rockingball, pulling that one in and going in at the corner. Chance gone begging for Bradford. Bradford 24, Widnes 20 here on West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, and syndicated coverage on Bulls TV and 247.com, wherever you are in the world. You know, this one is going to go the distance, we feel, this afternoon. It almost feels a weekly occurrence that we're going the distance. Bradford 24, Widnes 20. What have both sides got left in the tank as we head towards the final 15 minutes of this game? It's 4 tries to 3. Bayliss, Keys, Armitage and Suter for the Bulls. Mason, Owens and Fozzard for the Vikings. Widnes kept scoreless in this second half. Fozzard from his own 40-metre line to Mason. Mason over on that right-hand edge. Widnes with Owens. Step back on the left to the right. Pass goes flat, but it's okay and cleared by the officials. And now Widnes with 1 tackle left on this set. The building pressure. You'll certainly look to put a very, very high hanging kick here on the last, as Martin Riley takes the tackle there from Suter and Fulton. Last tackle, says the official Kevin Moore, and here's that kick pressure from Gilmore. He targets Hooley. Mason's looking for it again, but Hooley gets there ahead of Mason. Does exceptionally well there, does the former Wakefield Leeds Castleford man. And Bradford now will turn defence into attack. Logan Bayliss comes on for James Donaldson. Armitage is playing the ball, 10 out from his own try line. Kieran Gill makes 5 metres forward. Tackle 3. We've got exactly 15 minutes to go here as Jordan Lilly goes for a 20-20, but the bounce of the ball is going to be kind to Mason. Blake's chasing this one back, as is Keys. And Mason, he looks up and he's going to be wrapped up 15 out from his own line by those 2 pink-shirted Bradford defenders of Logan Bayliss and Joe Keys. He did that against the Sheffield Eagles, Jordan Lilly. Not quite the 40-20, 20-20. Well, both sides ringing the changes. Alan Coleman is bringing on Nick Gregson. Nick Gregson, a lot of fire, a lot of spit to his game. A lot of territorial players out there on the field. Widnes back in possession with Martin Riley. He has had an unbelievable effort there. He has really carried the ball well for the Vikings. Ball goes back on the last now, on halfway. Gilmore, high hanging, spiralling bomb in the spring sunshine. Hooley takes that one with aplomb, and he's wrapped up on his own 20-metre line as we see a tackle there from both Langtree and Murray. Well, the crowd are certainly playing their part. A very lively, bubbly atmosphere here at Odsal. Bradford now. Something tells me we've not seen the last of the scoring, but as we head towards the final 10 minutes, you almost feel next try, next points are going to decide this one. Lawrence, wrapped up by Fozzard, just 2 metres inside the Widnes half. Here goes Logan Bayliss. He's made 15 metres down the middle. Bradford 30 away from the Widnes line. They're on the last tackle. Suter to Lilly. Lilly, it's an invitation for Blake. And now Blake is going to do his job. And he is going to wrap up Rhys Williams on this main stand side. So Williams gets to his feet. He'll play the ball. Joe Edge now moves it lateral and fronts up. Tackle 2. 10 away from their own line, the Vikings. Gilmore acting half. This is where they want their big units, their forward pack, to try and help them get some momentum out of a hole. It's Bradford 24, Widnes 20. 13 to go on the clock here as we see Widnes moving over on that right-hand edge here with Rodri Lloyd. 13th appearance of the season. Made his debut for South Wales back in 2011. And now Widnes are kicking early, but it won't quite be a 40-20. It's going to go the right side of the 20-metre line for the Bradford Bulls. Well, certainly after 8 minutes in this game, after back-to-back scores from Bayliss and Keys, you didn't quite feel you might be going the distance, but as always with the championship, you know, these games are tough, they're competitive, they are great rugby league spectacles. Well, certainly, if there was any supporters who were questioning Bradford's commitment, that has fundamentally been answered this afternoon. Nathan Mason back off the field for Sam Hallis. Suter on halfway now to Lilly. Lilly told to take the tackle because he's ran behind Mitch Suter, so Bradford just lose a little bit of momentum there. They're 10 inside the Widnes half. Make that 25-30 inside the Widnes half. Logan Bayliss has just made 25 metres plus. They're inside the 20 now with Hallis. Hallis draws in Riley, draws in Fozzard, and Bradford, it's 24 points to 20. They're on the last tackle. They're going to go towards the left here with Keys. Keys takes the line on, runs it on the power play. Widnes react. Good scrambling, line speed defence. It's affected to stop the Island International. And Joe Keys has missed the last 5 with the broken finger. You've got to say he has come back with a bang. And let's not forget James Meadows ruled out with that wrist injury. His first absence of the 2025 season. That just takes Bradford's ever presence to Wonga Blake, Jordan Lilly, Zach Fulton and Ronan Michael. So 11 to go here at Odsal. Widnes attacking from deep. Gilmore gives it on this left-hand edge to Langtree. Langtree passes back to Gilmore. Gilmore to Jordan Johnston, who's come back on the field here for Fozzard. So you're going to see a little bit of impetus, a little bit of progression from the ruck speed of Jordan Johnston as we see the Vikings move it now with Gregson to Lyons. They're over on that right-hand edge with Owens, and he's rolled over and wrapped up. Last tackle, 25 away from the Bradford line. It's Bradford 24, Widnes 20. Another thriller here from the championship. Gilmore boots a ball, skies it high. Hooley under pressure, takes it there from Gregson. and Joe Lyons, who were putting that kick chase pressure in, and now Armitage is going to be forced to move the ball from deep. And we mentioned it a moment ago about Bradford needing those players to roll the sleeves up and carry the ball forward. This is where Bradford probably have a little bit of an advantage. Referee Kevin Moore, though, will penalise the Vikings. He will say they're offside, and that's a crucial penalty. Bradford's 8th penalty of the game. It's 8-4. And Kevin Moore has come up with a big call there, penalising Widnes for being offside inside the 10. Bradford 24. Widnes 20. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, syndicated coverage, Bulls TV. Oh, you can see the tension oozing off the terraces here. The packed stands enjoying this one. Can Bradford deliver that knockout blow? There's 10 minutes to go here. They're up by 4. Keys inside the 20 to Lilly along the line of Hooley. Now to Gill. Gill's going to be brought down there. 5 away from that Widnes try line. Good scrambling defence once again. Jack Owens involved in that defensive play. Out of acting half from G to Lilly. Lilly to Hallis, just draws in and builds on that attacking platform. And Bradford 10 metres out, dead set central. Here goes Lilly. Draws the line in himself and very nearly pirouettes and dances his way to the post. Suda out of acting half to Hallis. Hallis is over the line. Can he get it down? No, he can't. Good scrambling defence there from Mason and Gregson. And Bradford held up again. It's the 4th time in this second half Bradford held up over the line. They go back to the 10. It's another last tackle, power play move potentially coming up here for Brian Noble's side. We're in the final 10 minutes. Keys, crossfield kick. Targets the winger. Bradford trap him dead in goal. Repeat set of 6. AJ Towers couldn't really do much about that one, the 21-year-old. That was really clever play from Keys. Second goal line dropout forced in this second half, and that's just sucking the energy out of the Widnes Vikings, you feel. They might go short here because of the clock and the scoreboard management, and it's looking like they will try and go short here with Gilmore. It's cleared, it's gone 10. Who gets the bounce of the ball? Bradford get the look there with Kieran Gill. Jack Owens, AJ Towers putting pressure on to try and receive possession. Well, is Mitsuda's try going to be the one that wins it? Because 8 minutes to go. Almost certainly a 5th try for Bradford delivers the knockout blow as Logan Bayliss is put through a small opening there by Keys. He's wrapped up there once again by the impressive Dan Murray. 2 metres out from the line. Suter back to Keys. Keys with a dancing feet. And Keys, oh, the U's and R's. That was because he was heading underneath the post, but Dan Murray has dragged him back. Hallis might be over here. He's rolling. He's twisting. I think Sam Hallis has got it down. And Sam Hallis has got it down. Super sub Sam Hallis. He's only been on the field literally minutes. His second spell in this game. And Sam Hallis comes up with the match-winning score. His second try of the season. Both here at Barnacard Odsall. And is that the moment the Bradford Bulls are going to continue their impressive championship run? It will go to 6 games unbeaten. There's still going to be time for Widnes to hit back here. But you've got to say there, Sam Hallis, it was that short pass dropped off the outside. It was a one-on-one tackle situation. Hallis, too much power, too much momentum, too much desire, too much willpower. And it is super sub Sam Hallis who has potentially returned the Bulls to winning ways in all competitions. Kick predictors are 100% here as Jordan Lilly takes the game out to a 2-score lead. We have 6 minutes to go. It is Bradford 30, Widnes 20. Well, we did forget at half-time, the picture in question was a photo from 1980 Bradford Northern won the Championship Trophy, the Yorkshire Cup and the Regal Trophy. The Widnes Vikings won the Lancashire Cup, the Floodlit Trophy, the Challenge Cup and the Premiership Trophy. Those were special times as Widnes goes short and Luke Hooley takes possession back from that short Tom Gilmore restart. And you've got to say, really, both sides back there in the 80s, no overseas players, good honest men willing to play the beautiful game of rugby league, and you almost feel there'll never be another moment like that with Bradford Northern and Widnes holding all 8 rugby league trophies. So fresh after that try from Hallis, with 5 to go now, Bradford are inside the Widnes half with Matty G, who gives the ball to Suter. Suter is 20 metres out now. Bradford have tackles left on this set as they look now to put the icing on the cake, and it might come from Logan Bayliss. Logan Bayliss looks for support. He's tried to smuggle the ball out the back door, but he can't. He's held up on what is the last. Suter into the in-goal area. Mason's got it, and Mason does exceptionally well to get out of the in-goal area with 6 or 7 pink-shirted Bulls defenders trying to latch on and drag him down. Well, have Widnes got one more say in this game? They are down by 10. They're going to have to score on this set, you feel. Owens, they're moving it lateral, and now they're going to front up in attack. They've pushed Bradford all the way this afternoon. It has been a bank holiday Sunday thriller for the ages. Bradford nowhere near their best, but when it's mattered in this second half, that defensive resilience, that defensive solidity has shone through. The 5 shy of halfway here, the Vikings. They're going to look for a 40-20 with Jack Owens. Owens' ball is going to come downtown towards Hooley. Hooley will deal with that one. It's Bradford 30, Widnes 20 here, and we reckon there's around about 3.5 to go here. Those watching on the stream, the clock is just really an observational tool. You'll see that go to 80 minutes in a moment. But Bradford back in possession. They've had to roll the sleeves up. They've had to dig deep, work hard in this second half. They've kept the Vikings scoreless, and as I've said a number of times with the stats, is when you look at it, so they're playing the ball just inside the Widnes half here with Ron and Michael, and now it's going to be Michael Lawrence down the middle. Bradford have just announced their highest crowd of the season here at Odsall. They're on the last here with Lilly. Lilly chases up his own kick. It's gone backwards off of Wonga Blake, and Lilly's in. And Jordan Lilly! It will not count. It has been disallowed. They're going to say Wonga Blake has knocked it on forward. We're talking small margins. We're talking millimetres. But the try will not count. So, Widnes still an opportunity in the dying moments of this game. Bradford 30, Widnes 20. In the sunshine here at Odsall, and Gilmore's gone for a cross-field kick here, looking to find Mason, but the ball has outplayed everybody and it's trickled into touch. Well, you've got to say the big moment in this game this afternoon was that individual, mercurial, brilliant moment from Mitch Suter, back to his best, irrepressible around the ruck, and it was that ingenuity. You know, sometimes you have to be selfish. He played what he saw, kicked the ball forward, regathered into space. He had the dexterity to chase and score. Bradford still playing here with time on the clock. They've got the points in the bag. They'll go to Doncaster, joint top with Toulouse next weekend. Lilly's playing it 20 metres out in front of the poles. Hallis now to Keys, to Lawrence. Lawrence fronts up and he's brought down underneath the post. There's still a tackle left on this set as Bradford move it on that left-hand side, and this time Keys will give it to G, and G will keep hold of the ball, and he will put the ball down for a thoroughly deserved score. Scoreboard blowing out here in the dying moments of this game. There can only be moments and seconds left, but Bradford, it has been another strong second half performance by the Bulls at Odsall. They have put the Vikings to the sword, and it must be said it has been a real strong effort from the Vikings. They've pushed Bradford all the way, but in the end, Bradford a little bit lacklustre in the professional performance stakes in that first half. Second half, they have come out focused, ticking all those effort areas that Brian Noble asked them to do, and it might have taken a little bit longer than they anticipated to break Widnes down, but they have had a high completion, high possession game, certainly in the last 20 minutes, and they have certainly built into the game. They've been able to call on that impact to the bench. It's a great luxury for Brian Noble to have, knowing everyone is fit, healthy and strong. And Jordan Lilly, 10 metres in from that main stand side, the supporters there sat enjoying the sunshine. Can Lilly add another 2 points? Yes, he can. The hooter has sounded in the background. There were seconds literally to spare, but Bradford continue their unbeaten run in the championship. They have defeated the Widnes Vikings here at Bardakard Odsal by 36 points to 20, and it was only really in the last 5 minutes that that game had blown out against the Widnes Vikings, who, for them, it's now looking like they will have a very, very difficult task and challenge. They will not give up the ghost of those playoff places, but there's a little bit of gap, a little bit of a space appearing. Well, it took Bradford a long time to finally break the Vikings down, but I'm sure Brian Noble, when we speak to him at full time, he will talk about how Bradford have found a way to win, how they're learning some good, valuable lessons. And again, Bradford, for Brian Noble and Lee Greenwood, they'll be really impressed with that strong second half performance, making the right choices at the right time. And you've got to say this, and this is not a criticism, but Bradford, they're still miles away from playing their best football. But you've got to say, they're building, they're getting better with each and every game. And as we've seen in that second half, they have found and fought a way to win on the back of that strong defence. It's a familiar feel calling this one here. You've got to say, when you look at the first half and then the second half, it pretty much mirrors and tallies up with Bradford's home performances in recent weeks against London, both games against Sheffield. I'm sure Brian Noble will be looking to see some consistency and improvements in the coming weeks, but it's not a bad place for Bradford to be in. Back at Odsal for the first time in a month, 6 games unbeaten in the championship, joint top of the table with Toulouse. And Bradford will head to the Keepmoat next weekend in big numbers. Bradford have already broken attendance records at Batley, at Oldham, at Halifax, and York last week. And I'm sure the Bradford faithful, they will travel to the Keepmoat next Sunday in big numbers once again. We're just seeing the highlights for those that are watching it back at home on the stream. Matty G wrapping up a strong second half performance, a convincing second half performance from the Bradford Bulls. You've got to say, Bradford just about deserved it in the end, thoroughly deserved in that second half. Certainly a long, strong finish. But yeah, we'll just give a quick recap of the other scores this afternoon. Still playing at Doncaster. Doncaster 30, London 8. Still playing at Oldham, but it's Oldham 34, Halifax 4. Full time, Featherstone, they were leading 36-0 at half time. It has ended up Featherstone 46, Batley 4. We know Bradford have beaten Widnes 36-20 here. So Bradford, it's fair to say, they are joint top of the table, and there's a little bit of daylight now. Bradford to lose, the top two on 16 points. You've then got Halifax, Barrow 14 and 13. Oldham, of course, inflicting defeat on Halifax just moments to go in that one. And then you've got the chasing pack. Doncaster up to 10 points now, 7th in the table. Well, for those that are joining us on the stream, enjoy the rest of your bank holiday Sunday. All the best.